Today on the program, she left a prestigious job to pursue her own interest and to create an authoritative program for healing, and opened her own center, changing for the better not only her life, but the lives of other people as well. The great Russian writer Anton Chekhov shared from one of his heroes, "The man should be beautiful, the face and clothing and soul and mind." The harmony of body and spirit is rapidly gaining popularity. Harmony of the human ecology and personality. They talk about a harmonious relationship within oneself and with the world around us, with nature and society. The heroine of our program today is one of Kazakhstan's leading specialists in this field, the author of an effective system of recovery and the head of the specialized health center. Before Akmaral Barmanbekova decided to open her own business, she had to change jobs twice and receive 3 higher education qualifications.
Первое мое образование медицинское было, и это пришлось на концу 90-х, начало 2000-х.
My first education is medicine, which I received at the end of the 90s and at the beginning of 2000, when this profession was not particularly in demand. Then I went into another branch and went to life insurance. I can say that we started from the very beginning, as we did not have the knowledge in this sphere. In general, it was the startup forming one of the first insurance companies in life insurance, and we increased business in this sphere. It was interesting. We grew and the company did as well.
Я скажу, что в общем-то было интересно. Интересно, мы росли, компания росла. Сейчас это такие крупные компании, как страховые на нашем регионе.
Currently, there are big insurance companies in our region, but at some point, I certainly grew and my career grew. I achieved a specific position, but actually, I am a crisis manager. I really like projects, and when a project is ready, the work will start. Apparently, I'm a creative person, and I cannot stay long in monotony, and it seemed to me that this is not my work.
Творческий, и я не могу долго находиться в монотонности, и мне показалось, что это не совсем мое.
It was a huge surprise among her colleagues when Akmaral, who held a high position in this sphere, decided to leave this area. For everyone, it was a huge surprise.
Конечно, было столько недоумения, все не понимали, как можно уйти с такой хорошей позиции, с таких хороших.
Of course, people did not understand how I could leave this good workplace with a good position. I wanted something different. It was very important to communicate with people, to work directly with people.
И с детства была мечта быть психологом. Ну, я как-то эту мечту, в общем-то...
Since childhood, I dreamt of being a psychologist, but I did not realize this dream, and I went down the path my parents had chosen for me. But since then, there was a feeling of incompleteness in this, because it is very important to fulfill our own desires, especially those coming from the depths of our hearts. So I decided that I should work with people.
Особенно, которые идут с глубины сердца. И я решилась на то, что я буду заниматься с людьми.
At this time in Akmaral's life, a situation occurred which pushed her to create the wellness center. Sitting at work and sometimes being under a lot of stress in the insurance industry, having irregular and inconsistent meals, led to the fact that she gained weight. It did not suit our heroine.
На каком-то мероприятии я увидела семейную пару знакомых. Они женаты уже несколько лет так 19, у них 3 детей.
At one event, I saw a married couple, friends who have been married for 19 years and they have 3 children. The wife looks so wonderful, so slim. And I said to myself, great, wonderful, well done. But it wasn't her who motivated me. It was her husband who motivated me, or rather his eyes as he looked at her. It was a look of admiration, respect, and adoration. At that moment, I realized I wanted that too. It was a motivating factor for me, so I took up the issue seriously. Of course, I got good results, seeing that I was inspired by my family, husband, and mother-in-law. One of my acquaintances asked me, "Why don't you do it professionally?" And then I had the idea to create such a center which will not be easy dietetic assistance, but which will provide this complex service.
Создать такой центр, где будет не просто диетологическая помощь, а где будут оказывать в комплексе услугу.
Before joining the insurance industry, Akmaral worked as a dietitian. She was faced with the fact that most of her patients needed not only a doctor's prescription, but also psychological support and advice as well.
Это меня навело на мысль, что проблема лишнего веса – это в большей степени, наверное, в 90%.
The idea came to me that the problem of being overweight is 90% psychosomatics. And I realized that I need more psychological education in order to start helping my customers more fully. That's when I took my second degree, graduating from Kainar University as a psychologist. It helps me a lot because when customers come to me for help, it is important to not just write a diet plan for them, but also to understand their motivation. I wrote my author's program that included psychological care and nutritional assistance. As one of my clients asked me, "Are you a psychodietolog?" I laughed and told her there is no such profession.
Как одна клиентка сказала, вы психодиетолог? Я засмеялась, говорю, такой профессии не существует.
Unlike the majority of classical nutritionists who are struggling with their overweight patients by counting calories, a balanced products menu prescribed by Akmaral takes the issue more broadly, changing people's perceptions about the relationship between the body, food, lifestyle, and habits.
Особо приносит удовольствие это общение с людьми. И особо приносит удовольствие, когда, вот знаете, происходит...
It brings great pleasure for her talking to people, especially when, when there's this revolution. I always speak with the customers who are losing weight, and it always starts from here, when there's this click in the mind. I know that I need help, and I know why I lose weight. When that's going on with the clients, that is their inspiration and their joy when they reach their goal. In fact, I'm just as happy for their victory.
Вдохновение и вот эта их радость, когда они достигают своего эффекта, на самом деле я радуюсь точно так же за их победы.
In addition to classical psychology and psychotherapy, Akmaral, having trained in India, actively uses the treasures of Eastern culture such as yoga, meditation, and Vedic psychology when working with her customers.
Я решила подойти еще и с точки зрения, наверное, эзотерики. Почему? Потому что, в принципе...
I decided to go further into esoteric ways because there is a basic ancient knowledge that is probably where psychology comes from. And I noticed in practice it is more effective when, well, with classic psychology coming through the mind, the customer may be there for a long time, requiring years of study. But using esoteric practices, it increases efficiency. The speed of time is increasing with some awareness of internal processes.
Эзотерическую практику эффективность увеличивается, да, скорость, время увеличится, каких-то осознаваний, процессов внутренних. Ну, плюс это необычно, это интересно.
It's unusual and interesting. Therefore, I use yoga, but this is not ordinary yoga. It is visual yoga, breathing yoga, mantra yoga, where we are working on the spiritual aspect. That is an explanation for why these practices allow us to come into a state of awakening to a certain extent.
Почему именно вот эти практики позволяют прийти даже в некоторых степени в состояние пробуждения?
Akmaral always tries to be ahead of the times in her sphere. She always learns new things, monitors the market novelties, and engages in self-education.
Еще я очень люблю читать. Каждый день для меня книга.
I really love reading every day. For me, books are my teacher, and when I take a book, I realize that I am now in contact with the author, and now I can talk with him during the reading. I can realize what was in his thoughts, what the author of the book wants to pass to me. I love books. I dream of having a large library, and I think I will fulfill this dream.
Мечтаю, чтобы у меня была огромная библиотека, ну и, наверное, когда-нибудь осуществлю эту мечту.
As part of the ecology of a person and of human ecology in general, to achieve a state of harmony with psychological correction, it is not enough to establish an organized power. There should also be a cleansing of the body, which, in the current environmental surrounds of this world, is becoming a far more important task.
У нас в центре также оказываются услуги по очищению организма. Очень важно, чтобы физическое тело...
Therefore, we have services for cleansing the body in our center. It is important that the physical body should be in shape, and cosmetologists are here to help as well. Actually, it's a psychosomatic problem. It is very important for customers to have a right state of mind. Therefore, personal attitude is very important, to change the attitude towards your health and to your body. Here, I believe that the program should be holistic.
К своему здоровью, к своему телу. Вот здесь я считаю, что программа должна быть в комплексе.
Subsequently, Akmaral Barmanbekova, in her mission to improve the health of people, with her eldest son Ansar, has launched a new project which is rapidly gaining popularity on the internet.
Я как-то ехала с работы и думала, пришла такая мысль, а почему бы не совместить?
Once on my way back from work, the thought came to me, why not combine my aspirations to dispel the myth that healthy food is bland, boring and difficult? Many people are not able to choose and combine healthy food, and my son cooks very well. I invited him and he agreed. We have created a project called Mythbusters About Food, where I talk about some product from the point of view of a dietitian, sharing the usefulness of the product, and showing that, in fact, it is so easy that a child can cook it.
А он показывает, что на самом деле это легко, что может приготовить ребенок.
Knowing the creative potential of children, Akmaral tries not to restrict anything. If the elder son's hobby is cooking, the youngest son, Diaz, loves to sing and is engaged in music, and in his 5 years has already performed in competitions.
Как говорил всегда мой отец, для меня очень важно, чтобы...
As my father always said to me, it is very important that you become a real human being, become a worthy citizen. He cultivated friendship in the family, friendship and solidarity, and he always said that you are like 5 fingers, and you have to beat as one fist. Now we have our own children, and for me, it is also very important that we have a friendly attitude in the family. I have 2 sons, and I try to be a friend for them. And for me, it is very important for them to be one another's best friend.
Для меня действительно это очень-очень важно, быть для них самым лучшим другом.
Once Akmaral Barmanbekova had decided to leave her established and stable work and go largely to nowhere, to a private practice, she had to learn a lot about the ins and outs of business to form her own center, purchase equipment and establish business processes. But she has never called it a problem, and perhaps this is the reason for her success.
И когда занимаешься тем, что тебе приносит действительно удовольствие, и ты исполняешь это внутреннее свое желание.
When you do what brings you real pleasure, and you play with the desires that truly come from the heart, and you have a lot of energy, then you are ready to sit down. You are ready to walk with the customer because it brings you pleasure.
Это удовольствие. Есть элемент такого доверия, когда клиент тебе начинает верить, но верит в том случае, когда ты хорошо это знаешь. Это раз.
There is an element of trust when the customer starts to trust you, when you know your job. When you start to speak with the customer, you give them inspiration and joy, and this is your energy when you're in the right place. It will certainly be a challenge because there will be times when it will appear as though you're achieving nothing. Maybe it's not profitable. But at this moment, it is very important to follow all your will, despite whether it is fulfilled or not. As it says, if you have never made a mistake, then you are not doing anything new in your life.
Все равно следовать своему желанию, несмотря на то, что там исполнится, оно не исполнится. Вот как говорится, что если ты никогда не ошибался, значит ты ничего нового.
I think that in any case, we must not be afraid of these challenges, and we should have the courage to do our favorite work.
Иметь вот эту храбрость и идти, если это твое любимое дело.